Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday, March 19th, and this is the market overview looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, VXX, XOY, XLF, and whatever else happens to come our way. Alright. Well, it was up, it was down, it was all around. The Dow ending with a small spinning top. Very pretty, very well defined, exposing further the excessive separation in the short-term moving averages. So there's something here to correct. When it's going to show up, it's anyone's guess. Middle Bollinger Band is way down here, so I'm not overly confident that a breakdown at this point is actually going to be the some big nasty that takes 1,000 points off of the Dow or anything like that. But it would be nice if it would happen someday. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Very nice. We got a little concerned about it moving up with this gigantic surge that we've had. But it is deciding to repair itself and continue on its merry way to the downside. That is nice. CCI ticking down. Still above 100, but still ticking down. RSI ticking down. MACD histogram, oh so close to being even or even turning over, but not quite. Ticking up. MACD, the regular ticking up. So histogram up, MACD up, and everything else ticking down. That is nice, especially with a little indecision candle. Does that mean that we had a little shooting star on Friday? Maybe. We had a huge volume on Friday. You know, the biggest in months. So volume climax, possible. SPX. Sort of resembling the Dow, but much stronger. You can see that short-term moving averages are not turning like the Dow is. We do have excessive separation, but and wobble, but nothing like the Dow. Making a new recent high once again today, and a new closing high today. Lots of momentum. Just all there is to it. 14-day RSI moving average also ticking down. And the stochastics appear to be wanting to roll over, but they're still kind of flatlined up here at the top. Down on the CCI, up on the RSI, different than the Dow. Stronger on the MACD and the MACD histogram, both ticking up. Would have been much nicer if this would have resembled the Dow, but I think we can thank Apple for that. And we'll be getting to Apple in a moment. The NASDAQ. Fat body spinning top. Not rolling over in any of the short-term moving averages. We do have wobble. We do have excessive separation. Not nearly as much as the Dow. 14-day RSI moving average also ticking down. Stochastics attempting to roll, but really flatlined at the top. CCI ticking down slightly. Flatline on the RSI. Up on the histogram. Up on the MACD. Much stronger than the Dow. How about the VIX? Alright. Well, VIX isn't doing so hot. Maintaining 15 by a very small margin. But lo and behold, we have an uptick today. How about that? Uptick gives us a target just shy of 16.5. Yeah, I like that. That would be nice. 14-day RSI moving average losing momentum, but still slightly ticking down. Stochastics attempting to begin their trek on the way up. Fast stochastic already underway. Up on the CCI, up on the RSI, up on the MACD, and down on, up on the MACD histogram, and down on the MACD itself. Mixed picture, but hammer. Potential for getting a bump, and the uptick would suggest that that is what will happen. Not too shabby if you ask me. And a bump up in the VIX of that amount would most likely be a bubble corrective move of the Dow, very minor, maybe not even reaching a downside target since the spread is so great. But regardless, this is encouraging. Doesn't mean everything is roses, though. XOI. Oil is bullish. The market is bullish. It's looking for a cross of the middle Bollinger Band by the short-term moving averages. Not a bad day for oil at all. Up on the CCI, up on the stochastics, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. Not bad looking for oil. So there's a point for the market. With any luck, it will continue to start to slowly wearing out the long-term moving average bar, but I still kind of think that oil has a little ways to go on the upside. I do. TNA, very strong day, making a new high, busting out the ceiling, and 64.05, and getting as high as 65.56. Very strong. Chart looks strong, closing above the upper price consensus level. CCI pointing up. 14-day RSI moving average still ticking down stubbornly. And the stochastics getting very high, looking like they want to roll over. Up on the MACD, up on the MACD histogram. Overall, a very bullish looking chart, but be interesting to see what happens when the stochastics begin their descent, if the 14-day is able to remain stuck in low. UUP, the dollar. Oh, look at that. Big, ugly, nasty day on Friday. Continuation today with another big, ugly, nasty red candle. Closing below the upper price consensus level for the first time in more than a week. 14-day RSI moving average ticking up. Stochastics heavily on the downside along with the CCI. The RSI ticking down. The histogram down a good amount. MACD ticking down, looking for a bearish cross. Overall, not a good looking chart. But once all these secondaries get to their bottoms, it'll be interesting to see where this is. FXC, the euro, very similar to the dollar, up on pretty much all the secondaries, actually all the secondaries, down on the 14-day RSI moving average. I really want to see what it looks like when these get to their tops, because there's the potential there for a lower high. And we've talked about the little wave pattern. Notice that we're only getting to the long-term moving averages in regards to the short-term moving averages. And if it craps out or even goes a little bit higher, we are running the risk of the double flat line, which we have talked about many times. So a reset of all of the secondaries to their tops with the 14-day. If it's able to remain going down, it will probably be ugly for the euro when that happens. And can notice the constriction of the Bollinger Bands. They're not really massively crimped yet or anything by any means, but definitely the potential for them becoming like that. GLD, the second VIX. Oops. We got an uptick today. Uptick gives us a target just shy of 164, which would also coincide nicely with a decrease in the dollar if it continues going lower, and an increase in the VIX, which is entirely possible with the uptick today. So that move makes complete sense. Absolutely. Gold has gotten beat up pretty good. Uptick on the MACD histogram, slight downtick on the MACD, down on the RSI, up on the stochastics, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, and up on the CCI. A mixed bag, but I do think that there's pretty good odds of it at least attempting to fulfill its uptick target. That would be a backtest of the 200-day moving average, which is entirely healthy and needed. SLV, also an uptick. Gives us a target just shy of 32.4. Very close to it. And that isn't far away from where it is now. It should be very easy for it to do that. And that would involve the long-term moving average bar sucking the price back into itself before it figures out if it wants to continue going down or if it wants to have another shot at climbing. But the middle Bollinger Band is above the real bodies of the candles and all of the short-term moving averages. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down, not a good sign for silver. CCI ticking up, stochastics ticking up, down on the RSI, up on the MACD histogram, and down on the MACD. Very mixed picture, even more than gold, but still a lot of resemblance. XLF, the financials. Yeah. A little inverse hammer. Could this be the point of a reversal? Possibly. We do have a little bit of excessive separation. We do have a little bit of wobble in the short-term moving averages. So getting a downtick would be good at this stage. I know banks are being hyped like crazy right now. Buy the banks, buy the banks. I don't know if I would. But down on the CCI, the stochastics are rolling over, still high. Sideways on the 14-day RSI moving average, halting the turn of the 14-day RSI moving average. Flatline on the RSI, very high. Up on the histogram, up on the MACD. Overall, a bullish looking chart. But there is the potential for something. Have to wait and see. Definitely need confirmation. Apple. Yeah. This sucker is absolutely incredible. Ending with a hanging man today. We know that there's a bubble. And beyond that, CCI ticking up, RSI ticking, boy, sideways, very high. Stochastics ticking sideways, very high. Up on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. This is just, people are salivating over Apple. And they announced their dividend today. That's nice. Their stock buyback for compensating for employee gifts. And it'll be really interesting to see when this one decides to turn. Was it JP Morgan or somebody gave them a target of $700 today. Wow. A lot of people thinking they're going to get a free $100 out of this. Closing above $600 for the first time. Very powerful, holding up the entire market all by its lonesome. I wonder when they're going to run out of money and stop pumping this. Probably never, right? Off to 500,000 we go. And GE. Trying to get a better read on the Dow. That hanging man from Friday. Today with a maybe a shooting star. Lots of excessive separation here. Stochastics very high. No sign of a rollover. Up on the 14-day RSI moving average. Very bullish. Down on the CCI. Sideways on the RSI. Slightly up on the MACD histogram. And up on the MACD. What else is there? So, it would be nice for a reversal here, but we just won't know until it begins. And just going off of candle patterns, not a good idea at the moment. And for fun, VXX. Yeah, we've already looked at the VIX. I know. Still very interesting. Interesting that the VIX is green, VXX is not. Actually, a really nasty red candle making a new recent low. 14-day ticking down, stochastics ticking down, CCI ticking down, RSI ticking down, histogram ticking down, MACD ticking down, and extremely high volume. Well, extremely high volume for many months now. I only find it very, very interesting because this low that it's making takes it right into the area of its previous lows. The low back here on July 7th being its, I think, low of all time at 1988. So, I mean, it's just a breath away from that, and does that mean it's going to bounce at that moment? Maybe. It definitely bounced a little bit off of its low today, but I mean, it's minuscule. But I do like all-time lows and the interaction when those lows are retested. So, anyways, definitely the potential for this to go lower, but I do find that level very interesting. I will be watching it very closely. And that is going to do it for this evening. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.